And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on the GSMC Sports Network, here to talk about everything in terms of professional wrestling. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about. We had our AEW Dynamite review. We talked about my Thursday night wrestling preview, step into the world of Ring of Honor, the Ring of TNA Impact. Also, we talked about some SummerSlam rumors that might possibly go down this Saturday. But without further ado, we're going to talk about some war games. We're going to talk about the Bloodline Civil War heading towards Survivor Series. Can't wait. 1,010%. It's going to be dope. So, yeah, let's go ahead and dig on into it. So, WWE CCO Paul Triple H Levesque made the announcement, and he announced the date and location of Survivor Series 2024. It will be at the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, on November 30th. And a lot of shows kind of taking place in the Canada area, which is super cool. Definitely love how they're it's not it's not like Saudi Arabia or the United Kingdom where you got to hop on a flight. It's relatively it's close to the States, but I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great. Definitely one of the best Survivor Series of all time. Usually that's kind of been the trend lately under the Paul Levesque Triple H era here. How it seems like in every way, all the PLEs are getting better and better and better. Even the Miz said in an interview, he said that the locker room morale is at an all-time high. And when the employees are happy, then you're going to get some pretty good you're going to get some pretty good conduct. Not conduct. You're going to get some pretty good content. Excuse me. But yeah, honestly, it's a doozy here, to be honest. But should be pretty interesting. So without further ado, the main event will feature a War Games match. Obviously, I think it's going to be what we're all been waiting for. Civil War Bloodline will take place. Team one, of course, you have the young Bloodline, led by their leader, the self-proclaimed tribal chief, Solo Sikoa, of course, Tamatonga, and Tunga Loa. And you have Jacob Fatu. There's obviously one more spot open. You have a Talatonga. He's been signed. Hikuleo from New Japan Professional Wrestling. He is on the WWE roster. It's I can't wait to find out when he's gonna freaking start. It's been like teased forever. I feel like ever since the beginning of June. I feel like and me that's only like a month, but I'm like, come on, I want to see it now. But no, they signed him, they trademarked the name Talatonga, and he's on the WWE roster. So 1,010%, he could definitely be the next one. Also, you can have The Rock. The Rock 1,010% could unveil himself as the true leader. Solo Sikoa maybe holding his spot as the tribal chief. It would be pretty interesting to kind of have that storyline, which I think is probably the less likely storyline. But you have The Rock coming in and The Rock, when he made his return back to WWE, he wanted a piece of Roman Reigns. He did not want to wrestle beside him at night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania, but he ultimately kind of had to choose his battles, choose his overall demons, and they chose an overall threat and enemy in Cody Rhodes. So, The Rock could definitely fill in that void as well. Now, on the other side, we have the original Bloodline. So you need 5 members to a War Games match. Obviously, I think these 4 individuals, minus Solo Sikoa, of course, will be the team. Will overall be the team. And I think they're going to reach out to Sami Zayn, the honorary Uce. I think at this point, it seems like it's overall, it kind of just makes sense. It makes sense 1,010%. This would definitely, kind of reharness all the fun that it was watching Sami Zayn prowl around as the honorary Uce in the Bloodline. I think that would be pretty fun to watch. I would also expect, it'd also be a new storyline for him, especially after dropping the belt to Braun Breaker at WWE SummerSlam, if he drops the belt to Braun Breaker. Also, you have Jimmy and Jay, who were kicked out of the Bloodline, but I think overall, to fight a common enemy, you're going to have to, patch things up. Overall, heading for a different direction than the Bloodline would be pretty interesting to see that kind of moving forward. This is why I feel like one of the biggest reasons why Jey Uso probably has not got his push in singles wrestling in terms of Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. It would explain a lot being brutally honest, obviously you need one more member. A lot of speculation saying that maybe if The Rock does join, Solo Sikoa saying that this whole time he has been pulling the strings. Tala Tonga, the younger brother of but Solo Sikoa is also the younger brother of the Usos. Tala Tonga could come back, could no, not come back, could make his debut in WWE as more like a babyface, as a babyface push. We've kind of see a lot of Tongans. We've seen a lot of people hate the new members of the Bloodline. So then why not throw a curveball? Why don't you have, someone help out Roman Reigns of the new, like a newer superstar coming to the WWE? That could possibly be a direction that they'll be, kind of headed into. But overall, I feel like the introduction, the fuel to the fire will definitely start soon. My vision is probably WWE SummerSlam. You have Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, maybe Jimmy Uso, maybe not. You have him come out and just throw Solo Sikoa off just enough for Cody Rhodes to hit the crossroads and retain that championship. And we're going to see a Bloodline Civil War at Survivor Series, but we're going to see a Tribal Chief combat match between Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns, which Roman will lose. He's going to lose that match. But, to see it at the Bash of Berlin, definitely to start setting up. Bash of Berlin is set for the end of August, beginning of September. Then, of course, the next, pay-per-view you have is November Survivor Series. So, you have enough time for that. I feel like it is getting, it is kind of perfect timing there. You know what I mean? I kind of hated it. I kind of hated Solo Sikoa fighting Cody Rhodes so fast. But if they're only using that as bait to hook in Solo Sikoa, to have Roman Reigns ultimately screw over his former enforcer just to kind of get into his head, Tribal Chief combat, beat down on his luck, having to recruit somebody like Jimmy Uso, having to say sorry and make amends with Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. But no, honestly, 1,010%, it should be pretty awesome. I don't know really what's going to happen, but something that I am sure that will happen is The Rock will screw Roman Reigns. I feel like it's kind of inevitable. I think 1,010% it is inevitable right now with The Rock. I feel like he's going to, definitely. I don't know if he's going to find his way. Maybe he's the fifth member of the original Bloodline, and then he finds a way to screw over Roman Reigns to the point where, then he reveals that he's been part of that whole, the whole entire time, which is high. It could definitely be that way. 1,010%. The Rock would definitely betray Roman Reigns. Or at or maybe you have The Rock, kind of blurring the lines a little bit, kind of showing Roman that he does support his claim. War Games match happen. Tala Tonga teams up with the new young bloodline. So you have the team of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Jacob Fatu, and Tala Tonga. That's 5. And then you have Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, The Rock, and Roman Reigns. And then at the end of the match, number 5, the last person to come in is The Rock into the War Games match. And then he ultimately unveils that he's been pulling the strings the whole time. Then you're going to have a 6-on-4 War Games match where you just see Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn get absolutely demolished by this young bloodline. Kind of setting up toward a possible, the reason why The Rock will be a complete heel fighting Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Once again, maybe Tala Tonga doesn't, maybe he's not part of the War Games match. Maybe he eventually comes into one of those fads or factions, but not right away. Where maybe you do have The Rock siding with, Solo Sikoa's claim, and maybe they kind of recruit somebody like Cody Rhodes to be on their side. But all in all, I just The Rock's gonna betray Roman Reigns. 1,010% know that's gonna happen. But yeah, on 1,010%, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to see what's gonna happen at SummerSlam. At 1,010% excited for this War Games match. It's gonna be elite. It's gonna be lit. So yeah, we also have, some, media members, former WWE superstar Jonathan Coachman. I don't know if he was technically a WWE superstar, but no, the coach. You got to love the coach. Suggested that, once when Roman Reigns returns back to the WWE, Solo Sikoa and the others will follow him. They will, follow. They'll land in line. They'll follow in line just to betray Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. Like they'll play like they're behind him and stuff like that. Then you have the War Games match, and then you ultimately see them turn against Roman Reigns. But that would be, that'd be kind of crazy. That'd be kind of crazy. Tommy Colucci, who does a podcast with the coach, he says he has no doubts that Roman Reigns will return on Saturday at SummerSlam. He gives it 1,010% guarantee. Roman Reigns will be the distraction. His entrance will light up the arena. People will go absolutely freaking nuts. It's kind of like if the Cleveland Browns would win the Super Bowl. People would be absolutely nuts if you hear Roman Reigns' theme song hit at Cleveland Browns Stadium in the main event with Cody Rhodes defending his WWE Undisputed Championship against the self-proclaimed tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. So, just, a lot of stuff kind of think about, but I'm into it. I can't wait to see, this War Games, this Bloodline Civil War, and WWE just needs to make it happen. All right, guys. Now we are on our last and fifth and final segment. We have we do every Thursday. I hit on a superstar. I think it seemed like it's fitting to kind of have Bryan Danielson be a part of this because he put his career on the line at Wembley Stadium at All In. So yeah, we're gonna get into that as soon as we come back. So hey, do not go anywhere.